Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back. I'm epistemic-gnomes and this is the first time I'm making this live stream with preset preparations, so I think it's working. Yes, I had some technical issues there, duplicate stuff, don't know, but now it seems okay. So here we go, back again with this body rig stuff. So I need to complete a lot of body rig for this character Dorothy, this that I'm making for 3D animation. Maybe you could use for other projects as well. So for example, here I was experimenting with some tips from game projects, like we can, for example, get some sprites, perhaps, like if I get stuff like that, we can have transparency in the background, so very cool stuff. I'm preparing this card for like a multiple utilities. So for example, here if you want the invisible transparency, here we can have the render, then render properties, right? Then okay, it's EV, but then we go in film and transparent, so we check this, enable this transparent. And there's something about the world that can be emission, but this didn't actually change too much from the stuff that I had, which was background. So at least doesn't change much the illumination, strangely. Maybe I need to tweak those nodes anyways on shader editor, but anyways, world I need to work more. And here's something very interesting. I think this is new. I just wasn't aware of it so far, so learned today. Or so we have the compositor on camera. By default, I think it's disabled, so we don't have the compositor from 3D viewport. So now I thought this was yet to come in Blender in a new version, but actually it's already available. So if I have the compositor here, yes, I can render something, and then it appears on the compositor, and then I can tweak those things and we'll have real-time change to this, right? But then what about the 3D viewport? Well, currently we have viewport shading with compositor disabled, but we can get it always on render. But I think the best thing for me would be something in between, so we can compare. So camera, so when you go on camera, so it must be the active camera, of course, we cannot. So active camera is, so I have two cameras here. So one would be for this game's experimentations. So so currently I'm on the film one. This one is not able to be selected, so I've just turned that to orthographic as they recommend, but it depends on the project, I think. Then, so if I lock this one, let's work on the. So here I have, I've made an extra shortcut here. Usually for getting, you have this view lock, camera lock to view, right? So it's very useful, because if we don't have it, we cannot. We have to do a Control-Alt-0 to get the camera to whatever position, and okay, we get used to it. It's not the. Be very careful to not confuse Control-Alt-0 with actually Control-0, which I'm not even gonna do right now. Actually, Control-0 can turn any object, including non-camera object, into camera viewer, and this is crazy. This can be useful, but then sometimes if you have camera locked camera to view, if by any chance you pick an object, let's do it this light object, right? So let's turn this to Control-0. Hold on, let's just add the screencast here so you can see. So I select this light object. I think it's unselectable. I think this is the. So I've enabled the colors for the light, so it helps knowing which one is which, where it is. Color, light colors, right? This, yeah, so I know this is the orange, there's a purple, and I think there's a white. Yes, the sun is white. Okay, so here, then very interesting, just pointing out some cool stuff here that I'm learning in the for filmmaking or whatever project that requires some, yeah, maybe any project. But then, yeah, let's say I give control numpad 0 here. So here I am on the light, and then if I get this option on, view tab, from the view, yeah, view tab, view panel, view lock, sub panel, and then camera to view, lock camera to view, then this means that I'm actually changing the position of the light object itself. So let's put it here. Now let's unlock this and see where I put the light. So this can be cool, but it's useful, but it's actually very dangerous, because if we have this on and accidentally we control 0, I don't know, the character, and the character can move, is not locked in position, or whatever object, we end up by moving the, transforming, rotating the character, and well, where's my, and crazy things can happen, folks. So very careful, not confuse. So let's pick this back, like actually, let's, okay, so now this is the light, the orange light is the, right, is the, and this is not a camera, this is just the viewport from the light source, this light object, and let's place it, I don't know, maybe here, right, to get this opposition here, right, very regular stuff. Then I made a shortcut here, Alt numpad 0, which apparently doesn't exist, so I can just switch, toggle this on without having this panel on. There's even an add-on that was made for this purpose, but we can also, I was checking possibilities for this. Okay, so there is the light back to its somewhat original position, maybe not, let's bring it closer. And the problem now is that I need my camera, and this is the camera, so let's just get this is the orthographic, the camera becomes like this. But then I have the other camera object, which I do not find it, where it is. Oh, it is, you know, this is a cone light. Where's the other camera? Oh, it's very small there. Can I scale this? Okay, so let's turn this control 0, our object, then we go back on it, we lock camera to view with my alt numpad 0, and now I can place it anywhere. Let's also, now that we have this view, let's pick this object, and I'm already seeing it from the right. So it's very cool, because I'm not selecting the camera, but I'm moving the camera. I'm looking the character, the stuff, this in compositing, in the compositor, and I can play with the light, which is actually the selection, and I can, yeah, this is very, very good. Let's see the distance it requires before it starts to become strange. Maybe we want this light like from the front. Then same thing here. Yeah, first time I'm playing with that, so all these settings, this looks quite, and here's a lower light, let's see, a more dramatic impact. Yeah, very regular techniques from filmmaking, lighting, art direction, I think. Stuff that I don't have a lot of experience with, but I know some generic, some other compositional aspects, composition analysis, and so this should be, yeah, it's hard to see here. What if I put it in the front? Yeah, no, it's not a light that has, it's very strong, so yeah, it may be better like more like here, not so much in the back, but not so too close also. Okay, let's assume, let's see if we take it from the top. Yeah, maybe just a lateral thing slightly below could be fine. Okay, so we got this, and now alright, so that's it. Then we can 0 0. So now this is my active camera. The video game camera is there with the orthographic. We can turn it, the camera, but then we must be careful. Let's turn off the camera stuff. Otherwise I'll be moving it around. So if you want to have like a orthographic, if I get to perspective view here from the camera, which is orthographic, it gets out of the camera, you see, and I can't get back. I need to get back to the object. Now yes, this is already my game. Camera is actually the active camera, so this is why when I numpad 0 I get it. So I cannot use I cannot, even if I lock camera to view, so Alt, my new shortcut, right? So now even if I go back on a side view here, I don't get the camera together even though it is checked. So I need, for example, to go back on the camera. Actually, this is my active camera. I go where I want to see, then I do a Control Alt 0, which is the most important thing, which brings the camera to that exact angle. So I can get the camera on the front view with Control Alt 0, and then yes, and it is camera locked, but this wouldn't be necessary. Actually, yes, if we turn this off, we can still do the same thing here, right? So even from the top, so we have yeah, just starting to learn how this control. And of course here I'm ruining the stuff for the orthographic. Alright, so let's change the, let's get out, let's leave this. We can, for example, take a screenshot here. We can reduce this for making a sprite with transparency. Actually, there are more stuff I want to show here. Yes, we can reduce, for example, let's say, just don't change this, just get a 25% here, frame rate, this is just, and then for the output, interestingly, if I'm rendering stuff for multiple projects in the same file, maybe that's good. I'm considering linking, but then the scenes can diverge even if they are linked. If we change, I think, the linked, so the sub stuff, if we change them, at least the objects, it won't change the objects here, right? So for edit mode, of course, it probably would change everything, but for objects it won't. So maybe it would be the way to work for multiple projects. So I'm not yet at that level but I'm getting around with some easy tricks here. For example, here for the output, I was usually by default exporting animations, right? But if we configure stuff here on our Blender file and I'm saving, it will retain. So for example, well, it didn't retain. Well, the compression seems, maybe this was forgotten. Anyways, so if I save now, for example, if I do this, then I go back to this, and then I go back to this. Okay, it retained, right? So this is RGB with alpha. So this will allow rendering the PNG with these settings, which will appear, for example. So I can just do everything by just toggling this thing, provide these settings I've made on the same file, right? So so for example, PNG, okay, actually it's not recording, strangely. So actually it doesn't work totally, and so it's a bit, might be a little bug here. Yeah, however, other settings are saved. So just found that I thought it was, you see, So strangely this is not recorded. Anyways, I'm gonna report this little bug. So let's just get a quick thing here. Bug report PNG PNG RGB not recording itself. Whatever. I know what I should remember what this is about, folks. So here now we need to get back to our stuff. Okay, so alright, so there's a linking scene that I'm still gonna experiment with it. So let's go now for the rigging stuff, right? So this is still my main camera, but I want to toggle it. So where is my other one? At least it's too small, right? Where it is? Okay, so let's go inside it. No, so Control 0 on the new the filmic camera for 3D animations, and then we gonna, okay, now this is my active camera, and now I need to what I was going to do, oh yes, the scale. Does scaling does anything here for the camera object? It doesn't seem to change anything, I guess. Yeah, so just scale this up, right, so I can actually see it on the, yeah, probably. So let's actually reset scale, scale to twice its size. That looks good. Maybe no, so reset scale. Let's see what is scale right now. Transform it. The camera objects might have a foundational scale, right? Is an object that we import. So for example, this one is, oh, this might be because of this, right? Yeah, so this is the orthographic scale to look this character entirely from that position. The position on orthographic doesn't really matter, provided it's facing the object apparently. Other settings here certainly to adjust, to investigate, but yeah, then this we probably want to scale it up, so scale twice. Let's apply scale now. Object, it's Control A, apply scale. Then now, okay, it's scale, it gets like that. It just, and if we reset scale, resets to 1. So you cannot apply scale to a camera object. It's just apply all transforms. Yeah, just doesn't work like a regular object apparently. So interesting. So okay, let's just at least it has a good size that now I can see it. And here's a little sprite. Of course I should take this freestyle here, folks. So this is render, very simple stuff. Yeah, there's some additional settings elsewhere, so just turned off, so it doesn't work very well for the, well, it was cool, but we need to get it less chaotic, right? This contour stuff. For now, of course, we are not using this. We could have something more. Yeah, this is a bit better. Still a bit chaotic on some areas, but then okay, we are rendering like that currently. So, folks, enough of this. How do you say, the rendering stuff, which is very interesting, but we are going to the real stuff now for this live streaming. So just sharing something that might be relevant to everyone, just in case you never consider those things. Or so we've done last time the twist rest position for the arms. Okay, we fixed mostly the arms. There's only one thing I need to know there. Then there's bone vertex group smart renaming. Yes, we are gonna do this now because this is very important, and I believe this is, yeah, this has been causing a lot of waste in my process, so I believe now I can probably solve this thing. Let's show the armature, folks. This camera can be disappearing right now. We need to check the, we don't need to be looking at the render all the time, so we need the armature object. I put it in a separate collection, so of course there are a lot of objects in that collection that are parented to the armature, but only the armature is here actually present, so I can just hide the armature from this, and the other things, they can be hidden usually from, yeah, from, yeah, okay, playing with this. Sometimes there's something that we might, for example, here I need to, for some reason, hide here. Yeah, need to hide, for some reason, if I hide the top thing, it doesn't hide the body. So, alright, so I have a lot of collections, body, eyes, rig, mouth, rig, because they are separated objects, and hair, rig, and cloth, rig, all the clothes are here. So, alright, so we can easily play with this. Now let's reset. We could be showing probably the hair, at least would be cool, but now we need to investigate stuff that are going wrong, folks. So first I would start by the vertex groups, right? Oh no, there's a little thing about the eye keys here on the arms, so I just need to check the rows for, I mean, the pole angles, because I've made some tweaks here, but the z-axis of the upper arm is still the same, although we made tweaks. So in principle, if we the rest position is that, so in principle, so you see the z-axis here is pointing up, but then as we go to the forearm, the z-axis point backwards. Now, which is the bones that would align to the, okay, now I don't really remember, but which should be the alignments here? Okay, all the bones, they rotate, they roll, and let's see. Okay, this is the main pole target, because a triple bone constraint here, a thing that creates some dependency loop, but eventually they solve themselves. We can assess this here in toggle console, in window, at the top bar. So I have crazy things here, but yeah, probably because, oh, there are more stuff. Okay, need to assess this. Alright, so there's things going on in the mouth too, so interesting, but everything solves itself. It's not like the dependency loops that are destroying the, why I cannot close this? I need to toggle. Okay, it's a different sort of panel. Alright, folks, so apparently more stuff in the mouth rig are causing dependency. Probably the shrink wrap stuff that need to solve. So more things to investigate. But this system works. Basically, it allows without how do you say, how do you call those things? I can make F key at the same time as I key. Like, I don't need to make I key snap, I key switch, F key switch. I have everything from the immediate rig here. There are another way to do this, but maybe it would be dependency loop free. I'm not sure right now. Would need to reassess that, but it might be more limited in some aspects. So I know this thing works fine, so it's joint pinning, elbow pinning, right? And because I don't have advanced leverage hand rig like for the advanced foot rig and leg rig, right? There's no leverage system here for the ankle, like for the foot, right? This kind of stuff here, we don't have this leverage system here, so it's much simpler here for the hand. We can also, if this is we can also make pivoting F key with this trick. I hope it works. So we cannot pose this particular bone. We need to actually pick these controllers, I think. Yeah, so you can do this. This is the F key thing. And there's something going wrong here for some reason. Anyways, I'm not sure. There's some limit, probably something related to the pole targets, which are... Alright, so it's working. Anyways, what I wanted to do here exactly is check the pole angle, but in principle, so I have three, so it's pole angle 180. Oh, that's, I see 90 and 90. Okay, so this seems to be regular. They so I don't really have an idea what should be the stuff here, but 90 and 90, maybe this shouldn't be the same. So maybe this is something that is twisting my arm in and making volume loss all along, although it's also the mesh. Maybe I need to augment it, its volume, but of course it's linear blend skinning too, so there should be volume loss as we rotate the arm down, but at least the upper arm. There are many ways to fix it, but let's see if we do something like just change the armature to preserve volume. No, we don't see much difference. So actually, no, this doesn't seem to be, because the rest position is this. If we rotate the arm down, there should be a lot of artifacts in the armpit, but I think they are easier to solve than artifacts if they were generated here. So that's why you're having here, but then it's a very large rotation position for rotating down the arm. So there's, for linear blend skin, there will be a lot of space to consume the, you see the volume loss is happening in the armpit. We can probably solve that with some additional tricks. So this was my take. Yeah, we need to do that. If we get preserve volume, yeah, it's still creating this. We see the bulge here. This is typical of dual quaternion skinning. While, however, it gets better preserve volume stuff. But then it will be horrible because the arm will warp at certain rotations. It should warp at some point. Well, I'm not seeing any warp here. This is suspicious. There should be some easy warping here as I rotate this, like... Okay, there we go. So you see, at some point, maybe, yeah, there the warping. So this is not... This could be pole target thing, but this is not. This is typical warp. So even if I wanted to preserve volume with that, because the arm I want to be so flexible, so free to rotate everywhere, this is too dangerous, right? Yeah, there's nothing to do about it that I know. So I could have a preserved armature, for example, only for the arm, but then exactly that would warping would happen at 180 degrees crossing. Hold on, folks. I'll be back in very short. I just got to do something real quick. Not 10 minutes, just 2 minutes at most. Hold on, folks. We're back, folks. Sorry about that. Always something that is. I was boiling water, heating water for mate, yerba mate. It's an infusion, sort of a tea. Cannot be boiling, just hot. Indigenous from South American cultures. It's leaves, dried leaves, cut into small pieces and sometimes smashed. Could become a powder, but usually they are the leaves, crushed leaves and dried leaves, and then processed in some ways, and then this is with hot water. It becomes sort of has a lot of caffeine actually. So anyways, let's continue here. So it's a bit addictive, but it's very healthy if consumed properly. And very dynamic, very nutritious thing. And so here, so these pole angles, I'm a bit concerned. So let's see. So this is one of the poles. We have these ones too. Actually, these colors are a bit hard to see, right, folks? So let's change this and the respective pole angles, right? I have, yes, so let's see, these for the hand. I have all the arms all the bones for the hand. I've put it here, including the wrist, so they won't it will be easy to make this. And since they have colored bone groups, I can just if I just go on the hand, a cool tip here. I need to select only the control bones, but they are stacking and they are all in the same bone layer. No problem. If you get them already on bone group colors, we can just make. Oh, actually, hold on. There's some. We can select them from here. So there are some mixing colors, folks. So actually, I think I was using. Yeah, let's assign like this, because then, just in case if we are with everything selected, we can. Yeah, so this will be control 2, even though I have some bendy bones in this. So group control 2. So there will be, this is group control 1. So yes, and yeah, then they're deform 1. I need to probably do something, do investigate that later. Yeah, so good organization always help in when we are making rigging, especially advanced rigging stuff. So this now if we don't just want to select this, we get this. Some people use I don't like really the idea. I don't know exactly how to use that properly. Use different color for left and right for certain bones, right? Perhaps not for all bones. This could be useful in 3D animation apparently so the animators don't get confused, but I don't know, for rigging it's not necessarily the most convenient thing. I had a lot of problem with this because I picked wrong colors, and I'm a bit colorblind for the red, so maybe this also makes some complications. So okay folks, enough said about these bones, hands. So I'd like perhaps to have some arm stuff, you see, so that I could do the same thing I'm doing here. For instead of having like all helper bones in the rig, all deformed bones, right? I have hands, perhaps then arms, you see. It would also, this helps, right? But then soon in Blender we'll have bone collections, meaning that just as the outliner here, instead of all these things, so it's no more bone layers apparently, so it will become collections, bone collections, and special collections only for bone. And this suggests to me that we'll be able to have collections that duplicate, like clones, right? So we can have this bone on multiple collections, just like I have the body in this collection, and it's also in this collection here, and we can have this kind of crazy stuff. And probably this means it will be like that for bones, and then that will solve this problematic I'm having here. So I'm not eager to solve anything like that. I just did for the hands because the hands are special. I don't have for the foot this kind of situation, a lot of bones for the toes, something like that. But we have an advanced foot rig with slightly amount of bones there, but not too much, not too many. So here folks, we just get for the hand here, but we need the renaming of the bones. We are gonna start the vertex group, and because of that we are starting not to change the names here. You see how there are names. So first there are these hide vertex groups, which is useful for modeling, probably for sculpting could be useful too, I'm not sure, but modeling on edit mode for the mesh objects. Then it can also be used to hide the mesh for wave painting and make selections, right? So for example, if I have here, I have a arcade down. No, this is old stuff. Hold on. So I have a hide arms. Yes, this is old. Maybe it's not. Okay, we see that all the mesh of the arm is selected. We see that it stops there. Could be more, but anyways. So I have this hide arm, so we can use this for wave painting the arm. We can have more for the fingers even. I don't have this hide vertex groups for the fingers. So, but I have a lot for the head. For example, the eyes rig was when I created this setup. So you can have, for example, this is the head, everything that's from the. Okay, so apparently there's some mistake here. So I think to solve this, I'll just pick the arms one. Then I go on the head. I unlock. I keep locked so I don't accidentally destroy them. So remove this from the head. Then I go on the head region. Where it is? Head region. Yes, this one. And okay, no more stuff there. So you see how easy it is to manage this stuff. Apparently all the vertices they are selected. Sometimes if you make retakes on the mesh. Okay, now we locked. So I had the head skull. So this is for wave painting. The influence of the head. Of course, this is not the influence of the head. This is just a head skull selection. So this is for the strongest part, the solid part, rigid part of the skull of the head that won't probably be affected for the. So the real wave painting for the head would be, of course, here, this bone. But then I wave paint this based on this hide vertex group as a mask selection, for example, using this paint mask or vertex selection, so we can do a lot of good stuff here. So yeah, so then we have this for many regions. So this is advanced wave painting techniques, right? Maybe not so advanced, but it's like took me a lot of time to start using them. And so maybe here we're lacking some. Yeah, look how this goes there. This could be improved. So anyways, we already did the eyes rig, so it's just then we have, yeah, we have a lot. Then it stops here and start to have some control stuff here that this seems to be from old bone. So let's, yeah, this is old stuff. Let's clean this up. This is arcade down. This is also old stuff. Yeah, old naming also. Now the deaf arm, so we can have all this stuff from the arm. Although I'm gonna change this, right, folks? We're gonna give an 1 to every one of these, or a number before, could be 3, I'm not sure right now. Could be another arbitrary number. We don't need a 0, 1 or something like that, because there's not enough for this character, right? It's too simple to have like tens and even hundreds. Imagine a character that has hundreds of anatomy features to separate like that, like a creature. That would be really nice, right? Or perhaps just a model that has too much mesh geometry, right? Anyways, so we're gonna, yeah, because I want the head to be first, so the head goes right after. So we have head, but then we have, I want to separate head with like head, eyes, rig, head, mouth, you see, something like that, so we can have better organization. Then yeah, you see this jaw, very bad name. Then leg, okay, for the leg rig, this will be after or before the arms, I don't know, maybe after the arms. Then this is, yeah, this will be mouth. It's very bad design here, so it gets anywhere, we don't know. Then we have more mouth stuff. Then we have spine. Spine is could be after the head and after everything for the head. Then modifiers. So modifiers, we mod, so they go at the very end. Maybe I could give the modifiers to go first, why not? This I'm not sure, but it will be very simple. Just give another, yeah, for now this is how. So okay, and then of course after I solve for the vertex groups, which has this list, I can probably solve for the bones, the control bones, mechanism bones, whatever, but handle bones, but that will be secondary. The most important here is this list, so we want to make it right, because although there will be bone collections, there's not sure there would be vertex groups collections or some better hierarchy for that, folks. So yeah, maybe you may see that this is very boring, but it's more like a rigging class, right, for anyone that will be interesting in the fundamentals or actually getting through certain problematics. Let's go management, organizational, and then of course we're gonna make the retakes that I'm promising in here. Let's start this countdown here. Let me give myself 45 minutes. Then we'll pause. Maybe I'll stop and then continue like 30 minutes later, like sprint. So we're gonna change the way we are making this workflow for live streaming. So here let's start with the, yes, so the deformed bones, right? So I want all the deformed bones to show. This will be a bit complicated because, yeah, we have lots of stuff here. These are old stuff. Should I delete this stuff? No, let's just keep that. None of these bones are deformed bones, and if they are, we're gonna fix this right now. So let's go here. Let's reset everything. Let's unhide. Let's just see if there's any. Oh, no, this is probably a wrong selection. Yeah, so select all that, Alt with that, and make sure everything is there. So we don't care about these bones. They are old experimental stuff for mouth rig. We're probably gonna delete sometime soon. Maybe we still need them for something, but because the mouth rig is not totally complete, the cartoon mouth rig that I've been using, reference of Universal Sonic Mouth Rig tutorial. It's free, you can get it here in case you're interested. So Universal Sonic, there's a topic here with some inventory, yeah, here. So okay, so there's crazy thing, you get the mouth going to the sides, is for cartooning, and also the mesh topology allows for very good expressions. I didn't know that. So basic, fundamental, not basic, it's quite advanced if we think, but someone knew that. So this is actually my character. I posted here some results, and so I can make this sort of 2D stylish anime-ish stuff expressions. Another take here, and this is thanks to the content that was developed here. The tutorial is a bit different than usual. There's a short video, but there's a file we can download for free and can invest also, help the creator. But then I've made a live stream of me trying to reproduce from scratch on another character and see how that has some sort of a muzzle shape. Yeah, very long stuff, but you can watch there. And there are some additional discussions here that should be very interesting for mouth rigging. This Kamal, the author, he has this collab here apparently with another version. I've seen this rig, very interesting, but I need to check the file too, so maybe there's not new stuff here for and he's planning for a version 2, so anyways, of the Universal Sonic Mouth Rig tutorial, because this was done in 2021, so it's 2 years ago. Like, a lot of things might be new at this point. Oh, and this is bone widget. I want to check out if this still works. It's a very cool thing that I need to get here done to help us make widgets, custom shapes easily. So I have the requirements to improve my workflow on that. Alright, so all the deformed bones, folks. Sorry about the delay. Let's go here, and we need to make a selection of, this is why. So I have, for the bendy bones, yes, I know I have painted some bendy bones with this color, right? But only bendy bones which are on the lips. So actually, if I hide the hands, which I put that color, and actually get these lips here, I could have perhaps them painted in this alternative color here for bendy bones, just to differentiate. So had some red in this purplish color, right? So let's say this will be deformation 3. So I have deformation 2. Alright, so this I was using for some tweak bones. Yes, this wiggle add-on bones. So yes, they are deformed bones, but they have, oh, this is all old stuff. This don't need to be, yeah, anyways, we're gonna solve that. So okay, so we got some physics there, bone physics. Wiggle 2 add-on, folks, very interesting to have. Can download also in, it's yeah, there's all the discussion here, and there are probably some update maybe. Let's see at the very end. Usually there's a lot of activity here. August, September 18. Wow, yeah, just maybe there's even a new version now. Yeah, so anyways, 2.2.2. When was this released, folks? I don't see the edit time. So okay, 2.2. I think it's not the version I have right now, so maybe we go to add-on. My one is, oh no, my one is already 2.2.3, unless I need to go on the top. Okay, strange, so this is not updated totally. Maybe here, perhaps. It's a very important add-on that we can use. I'm trying to make a skirt rig with it. I've been. It seems to be very powerful. Okay, so 6 months ago. So okay, that should be the last version, the one I have. So folks, let's get these stuff here. So I'm gonna rename. Okay, so here, fortunately, I was starting to get smarter for the ice rig already. So this is all for the ice rig. All this for the melt rig. So what we gonna do here is we going to get this deform bones here. What is this? I don't know which color are these eyelash bones. They could. Okay, so these are control bones for the eyebrows. We give them some control 2, something like that. All right, then they will have. For me, it's difficult to differentiate these two colors, especially when not highlighted. Maybe so. Gonna need to find a way to this. Maybe I need another control system. I don't have tweak bones. Alright, I could give them tweak colors actually. Yeah, let's give them some tweak color then. Tweak 1, yeah, so this makes them evidently different. So handles, yes, these are handles indeed, so let's, and I don't have tweak bones, so let's leave this like that. And these are definitively control bones for the but there's some bone there which is, yeah, these are painted as helper bones. We don't want that. Let's give them this last thing, right? So they are like this, the automated eyelashes for this rig. So yeah, they just follow, that's fine. They are not movable themselves. I want to test this with wiggle bones actually. Might be interesting. So they get some automation. The top on the yeah, you see how the bone, it has a trick, a combo at copy location transformation of constraint. I have a very long tutorial which showcases how this integrated eyes rig work. So might want to check if you want to do some cartoony with bendy bones, spline skinning, bendy bone splines like that. So can be done, achieved differently, but this is the method I prefer currently. But I haven't tested all the possibilities, the recurrent possibilities. Okay, folks. So now what we need here, just adjusting this bones stuff. It's a mess. No, it's organized, but it might be difficult to check, to understand what's going on. So maybe here we can give these some deformation 2 colors, just to get them differentiate from the orbicularis oculi region around the eyes, right? These muscles around the eyes. So we get these with a deformation 2. Yeah, might be a bit better now. And alright, so now we do for the eyes, we select all that. We need to, let's see, these are control rig, so we don't want bones for the control rig. We just want for the deform rig. Okay, so in this case it is easy. I need to show the names of the bones because I don't know exactly what they are, what I need to adjust exactly. So what we see is that def head, they need, apparently they are all def head, but is that enough? No, we want def head like eyes, yeah, because there will be mouth, so def head eyes, then orbicularis oculi, which is the outside stuff, 1, then probably eyebrows would be 2, then eyelids would be 3, and eyelashes would be 4. Yeah, so we got the idea. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick the yeah, we're gonna start with the orbicularis oculi thing, although this is this was my mistake. This is indeed orbicularis oculi stuff. The eyebrow, we can now actually give them this color here, maybe, just to differentiate them more. So it could be a 4th color anyways, but anyways, we don't matter. So the eyebrows could be after the eyelids, but no, let's skip that logic. So this is arbitrary anyways, so let's pick first. So now it's just the orbicularis oculi. Control F2, let's go to bones here. It's difficult for me to find our bones here. Then find replace. No, let's get yes, find replace. So we want to take all that is head, we'll turn to head. Eyes will be a bit too long, right folks, but yeah, at least it will keep organized. I could simplify it, but then HD for head, it will be too strong. Hopefully these names are short, and so this will be eyes 1. And then another thing here, hyphen, how the name of this thing in English, I don't know. Then we got, hold on, let me get back to the transmission, to the chat. Okay, so this should do. Let's copy this already. Now all the vertex group here should have been adapted. Of course we need to, where are them? Of course, there we go. So if we sort by name again, they should go somewhere. Yeah, okay. So however, before the eyes, would like to have, yeah, we could have 1 eyes, then 2 mouth, then 0. Yeah, actually this could be relevant for, I don't know, there'll be hair rig also, folks. Oh, but no, the hair is another object. So maybe it will be still good that we have. Okay, so let's do that again. Yeah, I think so. Instead of, it would be 1 eyes, but will be like A, and head would be 0. Stuff directly from the head that are not mouth, or which is, for example, perhaps we have a squash and stretch deformed bones for the head, something special, I don't know, not sure right now. Yeah, that seems to be fine. And then this could be lowercase, but let's give uppercase. So we could also have 1 here, and then we can do that. Yeah, there's a combo. So head 1, eyes 1. All right, whatever this should do. Then we get the eyebrows, but unfortunately they are stacking same color as this, so a problem. Not a big one, so it's just some easy selection, just 4 bones for the eyebrows. So here we do, so let's see, the name is def head eyebrow, so you're gonna go head 1 eyes 2, so this is eyebrows, and then it goes eyebrow stuff, right? Yeah, then we can, the rest doesn't matter. Then we can go now for the eyelid, so this will be head 3, and that's it. And now for finally we can have this, unselect this, unselect just if we, in case we made some mistake, deselect those others. So here we're gonna change this to head 4, head 1 eyes 4. So now we could think perhaps of another. Is there any other color that could be okay for? Let's check. We can create another too, right? What is this color? It's like a maroon. There is something like that, but this I use for masters, so never mind. Let's keep it like that, folks. And then we now can already solve the deformed bones for this. Now let's see how, now for the melt bones, let's see how it looks in the vertex groups, folks. If we sort by name, so here, yeah, this name is too long, maybe we need to simplify, orb oculi, or yeah, something like that. Then is the name, scientific name of the muscles, fibers or system around the eyes. So alright, then we have hold on, something gone. I've did that twice. Alright, so I renamed twice. Sorry folks, we gotta fix that. Where is the 2? There's, oh, the eyebrows. The eyebrows are not a mesh from here, of course, but they are still alright. So you could have the eyebrows like a 4th, otherwise there would be a missing number there. Or yeah, this is a struggling case. What if we made this mesh in the same? No, it can't. It's very complicated, right, to have. Then it can't shrink wrap. Better have as a separate mesh object anyway. So 1, 2, 3. So gonna re-edit that. We did it. Let's go back, folks. The problem here is annoying is that we cannot see simultaneously this and this, because only one object will be showing its can be active at that time, can be the active one, and will share its object properties. They've changed this, it was object data properties, I think, not sure. No, this is object, this was object data, never mind. So let's see here. Need to retake that, folks. Gonna be try to be faster this. So as you see, it's not so simple. So this don't even need this all this stuff. They can go directly like head, eyes, 2, and we can delete it, just leave it eyebrow, right? No, it's not like that, sorry folks. Now I got even more stuff stacking. Now what I need to do is the following, is take actually this here. Okay, keep the def head 1 eyes 2 1 then eyes, then 2, then trace, then replace it by nothing. There we go. This is fine. Then for the orbicularis oculi, let's see how it is looking. Alright, so probably same mistake, except that here we'll take first, this will still be head, so you're gonna, instead of eyes 1 that we see here, it will be eyes 1, then eyes 1 will take off, we'll just keep one of them. Yes. Oh, apparently this it didn't recognize, so okay, we can do easier, just first pick this, then get here, copy paste here, we keep this, we want to keep this, we want to delete all that and change this only for that bones, right? There we go. Def head 1 eyes 1, there we go. Now, and we can also change, yes, too long the name, right? I don't know another name for all this, so instead of orbicularis oculi, we could change this to orb oculi, yes, something like that. No problem too. Much better. With the rest, yeah, we'll, when we find something better, and it's b-bone here, so that we know it's a b-bone, but this doesn't really help actually too much. Then finally, this, no, it's not the final, they'll still the eyelashes, so let's change this to, okay, so this needs to be eyes 2, right? So if I select 1, I get this copy, then Control F2, we go on, just want this to, instead of 3, oh no, instead of 3, otherwise could confuse with other others, we'll get it to 2. Alright, and lastly, then we unselect the eyebrows. This one insists to be selected, make sure they are deselected, and they are like that. We just change the 4 to 3, and okay, and so this, now let's see how this looks like here. Sort by name, so oculi here, then eyelid, then eyelash, then that's good. What is def eye contour? Is it possible that looks like we have some bendy bone problems there on the name. So these are all left, all right. Maybe these are old ones because I don't have, yeah, let's see these names. Def head, no duplicated bones here. Yeah, probably they were old vertex groups, so we can probably gonna check anyway. So these are, I've remade this actually, I've deleted a lot of those, so you see everything here is from this orbicularis oculi, which is just, actually this is eyelid, this is orbicularis oculi, and while these ones eye contour probably this should be old stuff. Yeah, those bendy bones, if they exist, no, they don't exist. My eye contour are here and they were renamed properly, so there's no need of these things. So let's clean that up. Yeah, I lead, no, not I lead, nearly done a mistake. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, that's correct. It's this eye contour stuff here, and this also is old stuff. Let's delete all this. Eyelids border, oh, this is important, so maybe this inside the head probably will be able to see, right? This should be this area. Okay, this is the, alright, so this will be, there's just two bones here, so actually we need to forget about these little details. I've added this deformed bone later, I think. So we need to find out this will keep those mesh, that mesh behind the eye. It's a technique that I show in my integrated eyes rig tutorial. It's not really necessary, but yeah, actually it's just good to keep that mesh there, even with shrink wrap modifier. Could be done with shrink wrap bone constraint too. So here I need to see where is that. Ah, there it is. So these are actually bones for the, yeah, these are actually bones that should go for the eyelids rig. So we deform, yeah, def are here, def. So we bring actually these two to this layer here, which is that one, right? We need to find a name for it. Should we, yeah, we could give them, it's eyelids border, so it's technically it's part of the eyelids, right? We could give it, yeah, no, let's give it 3 so it always stays organized. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna pick these two here. I'm gonna get them like head. We're gonna change that to head 1, eyes, then what is it? It is orbicularis oculi 1, eyelid 2, so eyes 3, and that is it. Just 2 little bones there, and then this means that we need to get these ones once again, and deselect that. If I have done this organization from the start, it will be much simpler. So now we pick this, yes, so this will become, instead of, this is easy, so instead of 3, this will become 4. Now let's see, this should be complete. Let's gonna save, let's sort by name, and here we go. So head eyes 1, orbicular 2, eyelid 3, eyelids board, barely see, and then 4 eyelash, that's it. So head, of course this we can probably change. Instead of head 0, so let's see now, should go before, there we go. There's not even something here, it could be head main, I don't know. That is good enough. 0 sets the thing, right? So now what else? So the head starts at the top. Oh, my mistake. Before the head, more one number, folks. So yeah. So at least this time it should be easy, right? It's just like get everything. No, get everything here, and just instead of, no, not a control bone. You see, that is something I need to revise. Then not this, like this one. So instead of, we could go like def 1 but or def 0. So okay, so instead of def we go def 1. I don't put 0, maybe 0 something else than the head. So this should fix everything. And as we go, now we need also the head to get this stuff here and sort by name. Okay, now the head goes at the top. So now it's branching properly. And then what's next? The spine. Alright, so let's pick the, no, there's the, we can, yeah, and still annoying here for the, so mouth, we want only deformed bones. So apparently this is a deformed bone too, so can give it a special color. No, hold on, let's see. We took off its deform property. Okay, we need to revise that, but anyways, for now it's a control bone. Maybe this is bad for what we are trying to achieve. We're gonna figure that another time as we retake the mouth rig, cartoon mouth rig at some point. So here I just have the, make sure no bones are hidden. Let's see if we can take this. Okay, so there's some deformed bones there. These are, so these are the basic for the mouth, the structural ones. So let's start with these ones. So if we remember the naming for the, yeah, I think I remember. So instead of this will be, let's pick one of them. It doesn't want to be selected here. Okay, so this will be like def 1 because the head, yeah, we wouldn't need this head thing actually, we can remove that. Then this is 2 mouth, actually this, right? So, and of course there is the mouth arcade, right? So could start with, yeah, mouth 1. So def 1 because it's the head, 2 because it's the mouth, and 1 because it's the first part that interests us to deform in the mouth, which is the arcades. Even though actually these bones don't have wave painting on the face. Alright, so maybe this was a mistake. But it will, yeah, I just transfer those data to the, yeah, there's no, yeah, there's us, it won't affect our vertex group now, but let's leave it like that. It's not actually wrong, but it won't really be, yeah, I gotta change that. Unless we get them to deform something also on the face, I'm not sure that will be good idea. The splitting the deforms can become even more complicated. Better it carry bones, right? So we need now deforms these ones, and then what rest is the lips ones. So not very complicated, folks. So what is this bone? This is a tongue bone. Oh, right. So this is actually, let's give this, and this is also for another mesh. Actually, this is not even a deformed bone, so this could go mechanical. And what we need to do here, the deformed bones are inside, right? So this, yeah, we want to give them special color and be deformation 3, just like this one has a special color. Actually, this could be relates to the arcades, right? But actually to here, so not sure. Let's keep it special for now. Then yeah, there's just these things to consider. Well, so this could be def 1 head, 2 mouth, because probably we're gonna make tweaks to this, and it is although it's a control bone, it would also be a deformed bone. We can create an additional control bone just for it to, so mouth 1, alright, because definitely this is the beginning, and higher hierarchy somewhat, that should do. So yeah, so this was terribly wrong. Let's because these bones will probably not affect. Alright, then we get here. Nah, never mind. Yeah, just def. Yeah, let's keep that way anyway. So, and then finally these ones. So if we pick one of them, so if they go deform, we change to deform 1 head, 2 mouth, then 2 it's lower face, right? Something like that. And then yeah, so this is like, there are a lot of structures here. Well, 2 could be, yeah, this will be too long, so I'm starting to get concerned about that. So let's leave it as it for now. This is the case where it should be useful to get 2, 1, 2, I mean 2A, 2B. So for example, these ones are jaw, so they could be like, instead of 2 would be like 2A. This will be the first, so this jaw. Then this yeah, we can take also now this profile stuff. Yeah, we can give this all to the same, doesn't matter. So let's, so instead of 2A, this will be 2B. And now this finally would be 2C, sorry, and then now the 3 would be the lips, which will be actually some special bones. Might be easier to select from here, provide we, yeah, provide we unselect, yeah, that will be annoying anyway. So unfortunately this time I think we have this. So So now we can do this, and yeah, so this will be, so def, actually, what is their name? Okay, so we get def to def head mouth, of course we forgot the numbers, so def 1 head, 2 mouth, 3 lips, 3. And there we go. And so this should be for the mouth rig, at least regarding the armature, the deformed bones, the vertex groups. So for the rest of the body it should be much easier. So there we go. Jaw, mouth profile, nose could be the opposite, but yeah, don't bother about that. They're all profile stuff we find easy. And should be, now this don't have left and right, it's just here because they are exactly in the middle. It's very important actually, bendy bones that cross clipping region. I found that they, yeah, it's complicated, so if they are vertical in the clipping region, that is good, like a real profile. Otherwise you need to tweak some stuff, complications. So now for the spine, right? So now def to spine. Let's get this to work. So we need now to go back on the armature stuff. We're going to, if I did that very clean organization since the beginning, of course I wouldn't be having to redo it all here. But you know, it's hard without a school of rigging. Have to learn by very pieces a long time, and this is a rig, that a character that I've been tweaking for a very long time too. So there's slowly we're gonna retake. It's easier if you have the greatest ideas from the beginning. So when I start a new project, I'll have all this figured out, right? But for this thing, we need to address all this crazy stuff here. So let's see. Spine, right? So no face, no, it's just here. So it's a deformed bones for the spine, so it should be here. So basically, are the boobs, the breast mesh, something like related to spine or to arms? It could be spine, like the torso actually. Can call torso or spine. So here this is more like a, yeah, we could consider shoulders, all that spine, yeah, to be more elegant, although technically this is hips. This will go for the legs rig, but then the legs have the hands. If we don't have deformed bone for the shoulder. This can't be right. Hold on, folks. Probably stacking some functionalities. So it's not this one. Oh, there's a helper bone. Maybe it's the helper bone. Just the helper bone. Yeah, maybe we made some changes in the system and we just preserved the, yeah, okay, that could work anyways. So let's do, but then if this is more like, okay, now let's do it differently, folks. We're going to just add the, okay, it will be more like spine, right? Let's not mix up with the rest, so it will be more simplified. So I go here. We don't want the, yeah, so here is this. Okay, folks, gone just 45 minutes, so I'm gonna finish this rename and then we stop, and then I come back later, just a perhaps 30 minutes, 1 hour, something like that. So here we need to batch rename this, although it will be a bit more complicated, right? So oh, this have a spine crutch. All right. Hips thing, right? So okay, because it's centralized, right? Let's skip them to the spine, right? All right. We are not sure how if we're gonna keep this system, but it might be interesting. Okay, so we see is that there are spine, and neck. So instead of spine, we'll call it torso. All these have spine, right? So you're gonna change def to def2, then torso, then alright, then we have, for example, 1, for most of them at least. So this could be considered 3, because before we get this, then we get, yeah, so this can be torso 3, and this could be, instead of 1, we go to 2. Def 2, torso 2, spine boobs, so then 1 and 3. The neck, spine, so we see that we have this spine thing, right? So we can perhaps get this to change. Instead of spine, we could get, yeah, I don't need spine actually, so let's just take off, because there's already this spine here, so just redundancy. So spine to nothing. So now the spine, oh, it took both spine stuff, so right. So we're gonna add the neck. We see it's not a bendy bone, so it will be neck bendy bone. This will add spine after torso 1. So after 1 we get a spine. Yeah, that was good. Then this doesn't have spine, it has crutch. Then neck could be, yeah, it's part of the spine, I don't know, that's fine. The reason is that this doesn't make part of this, it's a bone that is separate, so this is why I was doubting what would be better. So yeah, alright. The neck, however, it has a spline of its own. So now for the arms, then finally the legs, right? So the arms rig, we have, yeah, have helper bone here, so you can, arms will be 3. But we must think also about the hands. So pick all this and all this. Wrist, let's consider it to be already, so this will be like, instead of def arm, we gonna get def 3 arms, and that's it. Okay, then we get, yeah, lower arm, upper, get confused with this upper and lower arm, prefer other forearm, I don't know, so elbow B bone and shoulder B bone. Alright, then for the hands, only now we can play with this, so this could be this, and the other ones deformation, yeah, except that we can simplify that. Let's pick this control, let's hide everything here, let's give these ones the perhaps this why this is happening, by the way. Now we have a better setup to clear this. Oh, bad parenting. So this is the index and it's not parented to the, okay, so some, why this is parented to connected, and there's some missing bone, I think. Oh no, those things are, they are messed up. Well, they are in the same layer, so it's the same mess. I apparently I didn't figure out everything about this hand here, folks. So if I hide this, okay, it seems good, but okay. Anyways, this is the first one. This will be the secondary one. This will have some deformation too, and the rest will be, the fingers will be actually the special one, which will receive this color. Alright, and actually we could get this slightly bigger. And for the control though, if we select these controls, we can also turn this slightly bigger. Actually, this is not we need some widgets, right? But at least bigger than the deformed bones, right? B-bone scale stuff, right? So we'll have to reassess later how this, if those things are accurate. Yes, okay, they are stretching the control bones because this for auto I key stuff. So this is actually accurate. There's some a little just mistake there anyway. So I think I fixed, but maybe there's something else. So now, yes, for the hands, I need to find out. Okay, so apparently I've added this to the hand, so that's fine. We'll keep this organization. We don't want to assess to deal with the controls. We just want the deform. So start with that. So this picked the other side too. So so def 4 hands, actually, yeah, it's like arms, hands, don't need 4 hands, go after the arms, whatever. Then this will be what is it? Yeah, wrist, right? So just like that. What happened? I think something went through. Oh, right. So apparently there's some mistakes here in the control bones. Yeah, so I thought I have fixed that. So Okay, so I cannot control 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 control. So these def bones they are, and control control control. Okay, so we need to repaint this. We forgot to do that. We need to symmetrize to solve that. So first we're gonna pick this and this one. We're gonna paint them as deform 2. This is deform 1. So, and the rest, this and this and all this should be the deform 3. So just making sure this and this, yes. Now with this we can already hide this control again. Now we get to the deform stuff here. Actually the wrist stuff, right? So let's do it again. So that will be like that. Then this will be like, okay, what I'm doing, why I'm doing this, just do this. So this will be def for hands, yes, 2 fingers, but that will be like the basis of the fingers. So 2A fingers, so these will be the most valuable ones. Of course the thumb is special, but in this case we're gonna do it. Oh, forgot something. We don't need fingers, we can just, so instead of fingers, let's just, it's like, yeah, so instead of fingers just leave it as it is, 2A index, and then for this we get, actually, let's see, okay, we need to change everything here. Def, let's pick one reference here and unselect, we can still see there. So def for hands, then 2B, and that's it. Hold on, it didn't affect, something went wrong. Oh yeah, this is what I need to, so set name, no, not set name. We need to, we want this, but we want to get this from def